Testing, testing, testing. Sounds like you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. Okay. All right. Price making a big dash up. And looks interesting. Let's see what it wants to do. Probably going up for the London high. But who knows? I think it will. But I don't know. Yes, it's definitely the stronger. It's just about to take the high. Which will be interesting if it manages to pull it off. Not far off it now. Is it going to tick it, or what's it going to do? Well, it's touched it, and it looks like we're seeing something now. Are we going to get a reversal straight out of the box at 9:30 on both sides? Possible. Likely. Who knows? Probably not. But we'll wait and see what price tells us. She always has something to say. We got a weaker NQ than we've got. We shouldn't be on the micros. Let's put it on the right ones. We order on the micros. We analyze on the E-mini. We've got a inverse fair value gap and inverse imbalance. All the dodgy traders will be out there. Dodgy and his mates trading that. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna jump in just yet. Let's get the NQ on here. but it could be getting close. It could be getting close. Just got to wait and see now whether it wants to go up on the NQ and break our SMT. We have a divergence with the S at the moment between NQ and ES. Like I say, the NQ is the weaker one. That's the one I expect to change its state of delivery first, and we could be interested in a play at that point. But if it comes back up before doing that, then we're going to have to look for an entry higher up, and we could be waiting around till 10:30, I think, like we did yesterday, which was quite late in the morning. When we finish at 11, we don't enter new trades at 11, but if we're in a trade, we'll stay with it beyond 11. So yeah, let's just see how we go. But I don't see too much desire to go back up on the NQ, and I can see the ES it's combing a bit, but it's probably going to change its state of delivery, and I think we're very likely going to take a trade, and it's looking for us like it would be NQ. If we're taking shorts, we want to take the weaker one. So, but we'll see. We'll see what it does. It is digging into this very large fair value gap here. And it's inverted another imbalance now. It's definitely wanting to go short. It's going to be quite the stop loss, of course, but those are the rules. Even if it's a large stop loss, we'll have to take it to its logical conclusion. ES has definitely picked a side, and we're going to go with it. So I expect to be taking a short here now. And we'll see how it rides. Let's take NQ out for a spin. See how she handles. Got in a little bit of a bad entry there. There's some good traders around who won't trade on a bad entry. They'll leave it for the day. But I think these guys are normally trading 1 hour. We're a 2-hour trader, so we can get a little bit sloppy on our entries. But yeah, we're looking for shorts today. Will we get them? I don't know. It could turn around on us now and give us a nasty little bite on the bottom by changing its direction. But it has taken a side. It took the highs, so I do expect to see it go to its logical conclusion off the open, the first direction of travel. was short, and that's what we're going to go with. We're hoping for it to push on down low. How many points is our stop loss here? 750. I'm gonna have to take one off because nuts! I always do that. That is quite a large stop loss, and I don't want to get caught out with. Although I think we're at the point now that's I can't see it coming all the way back up here. It's well on its way to the short, but you never know what it'll do. Could do. Let's just rearrange our quantities. So we've got a 1 on here. These are big moves on the NQ today. The market's certainly got a lot of energy, which we like to see. It's having a pullback now. The first one since it started this move up here. Just trying to get a fix now on where our stop loss should have been, because it all happened a bit quick and I wasn't set up quite right this morning. Yeah, I think the actual stop loss is even bigger. It's up here somewhere. I'll just confirm that. I'll just go back in time a second. See where we were with it all. That was so it was the NQ. The NQ, that was the weaker one. It was the NQ. Now we've only gone and got in on the wrong one. Is that right? Yeah, we should be in on the NQ. So, okay, so we're going to have to fix that. And let's pick up on the NQ. Let's take one for a short. That's the weaker one. Oh, wrong size. Let's get out of that. That's a full size one. We're having some mayhem this morning. Streaming and trading at the same time. Not easy. Okay. Let's see, shall we? Let's calm down. Going into freak out mode. Right. So price is reacting off the lower liquidity. It is making a move up, actually, but it took the higher liquidity first. It has inverted some stuff now. It's inverted quite a few. So we want MNQ, not NQ. And we want to be in now, don't we? Ah, so we were on NASDAQ anyway. I thought we were on ES. I'm like a headless chicken. So this is micro NQ. And we got most things in place. Okay. All right, we're on our way. I think we we ended up putting in a contract on a full size E Mini, and I think we might have even lost $55 on it, but yeah, that's just me not being organised this morning. The main thing is that we're in the trade, and we're looking to go lower. I just want to check that I haven't actually got some hidden trades on there somewhere else. So no full size contracts are on after our mess up. We've only got the NQ on. That is good. That is great. NQ, that's all I want. And so I could have stopped that. Let's put that there. Not saying that it couldn't come back up here and start floating around. It could. But I just want to get it. I just want to use it as a measure for what I think is the 2R, which is probably here. So we're using fist. Put your teeth back in, Johnny. Fixed risk on these trades at 2R, which is about there. But I think price could come up a little bit and maybe take us for a flyby, make us a bit nervous and come back down. Stranger things have happened. But yeah, so that's the NQ. And then we want the actual ES on the other side. Yeah, ES is showing it. Yeah. ES has took the liquidity off the bottom and it's reacted to it. So yeah, unfortunately, it looks like this is one of those days where it didn't work out for us quite so well. But that's the way it goes. That's the situation we've got. A very deep retracement and possible loss on this one. It didn't want to continue going down to the 2R. It's changed its mind. So I think what we will do is we will probably leave this as because it's quite a long stop. It's quite a lot of money. I wouldn't want to lose any more. We'll probably leave it at this stop out. We won't go for another entry. We'd have to mark today up as a loss rather than a win, which is never nice. But on balance, we've done okay. We're still up. We've had more wins than we've had losses, and at the end of the day, we are trading on a 2R basis. So we only have to be right 50% of the time. Still got a divergence there. If I go back to NQ, that's where we got our craziness. And yes, is there. Yeah, it's quite quite a powerful pullback, but you can see that we've got a fair bit of divergence here. NQ's definitely weaker, but if this keeps going up bullish, then NQ will eventually catch up with it, and we're out. It's just a matter of wanting ES to come down, and unless they're coming out of sync, but I don't think so. I think the likelihood is that ES will come down and we'll carry on our way down, but only because we've got the divergence in place. Once the divergence is gone, obviously all bets are off. She's going up further, and you'd want to have an entry higher up. But yeah, right now it's not looking great. Not looking fantastic. It's a pullback from hell, if it is a pullback. Personally, it does look like a market structure shift. It is a market structure shift, really. So we're in for a bit of pain. And if we're going to stay in on it, then I think what we ought to do really is take off a contract. Oh, let's take one off, not put one on. Let's get some of that off at a good time if we can. Might have a little pullback here and make that a bit more palatable to pull it off now, or we may just have to cancel the whole thing. And it's a good place to take one off. I wouldn't mind taking another one off if I get the chance. And take one off as it gets a bit closer to where we are. Okay, we'll take one off there. And let's see where this goes. Just correct that one. We've got the one contract to peel off now. But yeah, not looking great. Although it's good that ES is coming down, and things in favour for us at the minute. We still do have a considerable divergence between the two, and ES is showing signs of fatigue now. It's gone up. It's cleared out all the liquidity up there. I'd have to have a proper look at the book map, which I don't have open at the minute, and sort of see what the liquidity levels look like. But that's only a confluence for us. It's not something that we would trade off as a main sort of principle. But yeah, I don't think we've got much of a chance of our NQ trade surviving this if this is just a little pullback before it continues. As you may have known if you've been following the live streams, I often consider the ES as the mothership, as the leader, the one that influences NQ rather than NQ influence the ES. Others may have a different view, and they may have some reasons for that, but just going on experience is all I'm really basing that off, my experience with it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind ES just, taking a little bite out of this imbalance here and coming down. It may just be manipulating here. It's left equal highs here, might want to come back up and just have a little nibble on those before coming down, if it is going to come down. If it comes down, it'll have to come down hard, because the market structure isn't going to get broken until these lows, at which point we may or may not have reached TP on the NQ, which is still the much weaker of the two, as is evidenced by that SMT blue line. That's how I'm trading this. Sorry if it all looks confusing. It can even confuse me sometimes when I'm live streaming at the same time. But yeah, we've got E-mini Nasdaq micro on here, which is purely because we're in the trade, and then we've got the full size over here, which actually gives us still a. This is what the big boys are playing to, this chart. The mini. The micros are just like a facsimile, a copy, a bad photocopy of what the real action is, which is over here. So I'd rather we didn't get stopped out on break even. I'd rather it just came down. But yeah, look, it's coming back up. Maybe it's going to take these equal highs and have a bite out of this imbalance before coming crashing down. In which case we might even get stopped out in the process of that happening. We are quite close to it. Let's bring it up a little bit. I just got that in there to protect us, because whenever you've got large stop losses like this, I mean, that's 616 ticks. And it should probably be more. It should probably be up here, really, by rights. But you're talking 756 ticks at that stage, which is... You almost want to walk away from it for the day and say, you know, I'll give this a miss. My stop's too big. That would have been a fair trade today, just not trading because of the large stops involved. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Everything really depends on ES, whether ES is just doing a bit of a bull flag or something, but it doesn't look like a bull flag. It looks like it's losing strength to me. Massive movement in the market today. Haven't seen this for a while. These big moves. They don't look it, but because they're relative to each other. But these are big moves we've got. What we got here? We're looking for, 1,726 ticks from there, which is roughly the start of the move if it does find its way all the way down there. But yeah, very interesting moves today. Straight off the open, the momentum and the volume has a big push up, then a big push down, a big push up, and it must be running out of momentum soon, and we might be in for a bit of a hump day all the way down, just yomping down to these lows again. But it's better to yomp down than yomp up, because if you're yomping down, you've at least got the benefit of the bear elevator, which is quicker than the bull stairs. So we'll see what it wants to do. Could be the peak of a range, comes down, peters out, ranges away. Not very well prepared this morning. Not very well prepared at all. Let's have a look at some news. Maybe we get some news on the indicator. What we got here? Live economic news. Now, you shouldn't be like me and start pulling up news in the middle of a trade. Although I did see this thing at 8 o'clock. No, not at 8 o'clock, sorry. 8:30. There was some news at 8:30. It's just some yellow news. Now, we're in the middle of some news here, and it's yellow news, so it's not a massive deal, but it does look like the market's responding to it, actually, as if it was some orange news. And we've got some more news coming up here. But yeah, so we're getting a bit of a news push down, which could rescue our trade. Maybe not. We'll see. I think you saw that we had a drawdown getting on for $600, and what's our profit? Looks good here, 279. What we really could do with is letting our trades run, and I think that is the key, because we've got to pay for the losses, and with a 2-to-1 R, that is very much the case. You do cover those days where you're not doing so great, but if you're a 1R trader, you've got to be right a hell of a lot more, and it's just a tough job being a 1R trader, I think. Depends what your strategy calls for, but there aren't many strategies out there that are 2R. Just pick one. It doesn't matter which one. What really matters is your discipline, not executing, when you shouldn't because you're bored or whatever. All these things that we hear over and over again, but in the early years of our trading, we don't necessarily listen to, because we're in it, for the excitement and stuff. But really, you've got to act professional and trade professional, and take your losses like a professional and take your wins like a pro. And then you do start to see profitability. And it's not so much strategy, although a reasonably good strategy does help. It is about your toughness of, I am absolutely only trading the edge, and entering where I'm supposed to, getting out where I'm supposed to. And I'm not getting involved in the markets under any other conditions. And that sort of thinking and a reasonable strategy, I can't see why you wouldn't end up being profitable in the end. And of course, you'll learn some tricks like scaling in and scaling out. I don't like to do that in terms of like take profit 1, take profit 2. I will muck around with the scaling a bit if price starts turning against us and stuff, just a little bit. And with micros as well. Remember, we're not doing minis. So managing the risk and that sort of thing, the finessing at the start, like we're doing now. We've got our stops on break even here. We've been finessing the stop loss, but with very, very small amounts. 1 or 2 micros, 3 micros is the most we've put on today. And that made me a little bit nervous, but there you go. But yeah, you better, if price is going to run, let it run, and take your 2-to-1 R. That's my advice. Yeah, not showing much desire to come down. It's going into one of these triangular chokeholds, as I call them. And some people actually trade these. I do not. I trade liquidity. But people will do things like, I don't know if you can see, if we can do the lower arm of this, And what they'll do is they'll wait for a breakout of this triangle. It'll go like this. It'll get, I think they call it the squeeze. And then when it breaks out, oh, that's where I'm going. I'm going up. Now, for me, it's phases of price. It's a range. It's a tapered range, but it's a range. And normally, when price hits a range, it's going to continue in the direction that it was before, but it'll do like a Judas swing, a fake out, and then it'll go down. So price was coming down. I would expect it to come up, maybe nick some liquidity, might even come up as high as here, which would stop us out, and then come down and carry on in its direction and hit that. That's what I'd expect it to do. But looking on the other side, the ES, it's not quite in a chokehold. The old reverse triangle choke for you MMA fans out there. MMA. It's not, yeah. I suppose you could consider that a choke. It's just developing. But I do think this is going to come down and explore lower prices because it's inverted this here. It's already closed below it. There's no imbalances in here. This is rebalanced all the way. There's no fair value gaps in here. So the only liquidity down these ways is the session lows that we've already had. That's where the liquidity is. Like I say, if I had my book map, if there was loads of low hanging fruit up here, then I'd wager it would come up here and take it. If the book is really thin here until we get down to these levels, yeah, sure, it's easier for price to move through it if there's only a small number of contracts from retail or whatever. But we're in the New York. Retail isn't in control here. It's big buyers and there are big moves, and they're looking for liquidity. They're not looking for thin books. They're looking for the book to be thick, where they can take inventory on or unload inventory. So the dynamics of all that change during New York, which is why we trade it. So I'm hoping that the book is thick here, and that it goes off grabbing that liquidity. But we will see. Probably get stopped out now. Like I said to you before, it'll range, but it'll want to take the opposite side, usually, not always, take the opposite side before continuing in the direction it was in, which was down. So we might miss out. Might be worth getting back in. I would consider it, if it was making the right noises, ringing the right notes. But yeah, let's see what she wants to do. Let's go. Just ranging. Nothing to get excited about here. It's just ranging. Nothing yet. Let's keep an eye on the time as well, of course. We've got 10 o'clock here. It'd be nice to get the 10 o'clock candle. That's what would be like the 1 hour 10 o'clock candle to come down and form a wick down here somewhere. As of yet, that's where the 10 o'clock candle opened. It's just gone sideways. So the 10 o'clock candle on the 1 hour would be like a doji with a tiny wick above and one below. And I see it put in a wick below, or even better, go for an expansion phase and take us all the way down here. That's the end game. 29,376. But not looking great for now. It's just accumulating orders, high and low. and then it'll pop up, do a little Judas swing, probably above here, and then go down. That's what I'm guessing, which would take us out for a break even on here. But we may allow ourselves to go back in if we haven't lost too much money today. Gotta conserve capital, guys. You gotta protect capital, just like you would your own money in your own regular business. You gotta protect your capital in your trading business, and weigh up whether you can afford another trade for the day, or just rely on your edge and say, well, tomorrow could put the trade on, it could go to TP straight away in more favourable circumstances. Of course, you could lose again, but if you've stuck to your strategy and you've tested your strategy and it's got an edge, then why not? Why not, eh? Why not? I'm just hoping we've got enough headroom, because this actually looks like a new phase within a phase of price. Like this range here. Let's get rid of this trend line theory. Not there's anything wrong with trend lines. I mean, whatever your strategy calls for. But I think that we might have enough headroom if this is a new phase of price where we've got a mature range and it does want to go up. We've got a little bit of headroom there, and we do have an imbalance here. I'm just thinking we might have enough of a headroom to absorb the pull up before she starts tanking down. The other structure that's possible, and this is me, this is wishful thinking now, but I may as well say it because I started thinking it, is if price kind of just rolls over weak, and we are on the weaker asset always, you know. This is evidenced by the divergence that I pointed out to you before. We've got a divergence there and to here, roughly speaking. Let's tidy that up. From here to here, there's a divergence, which is great, you know. It's one of those things that you want to see. Not everybody wants to see it. I like to see it. There's a few people that like to see it. Divergence between ES and NQ. I think Trader Kane likes that. Pretty sure he does. What a trader he is. Yeah. How many of us have pulled off a $2 million Apex payout? I think he's part of a very select club. Very talented trader. Countryman too, another Englishman. Of course, I'm not putting myself in the same league as him. But yeah, all the trades I do live, and I do that so you can see the profitability rather than having to rely on people saying, oh, my model's great and I'm profitable. Well, I'm not even giving you a model. I'm giving you risk management and showing you how to control your trade. But I'm doing it live. I remember Kane, I was in his group once, many moons ago, and I remember him saying, if your guru's doing it live, then it's not a problem. If they're not doing it live, you have to assume it isn't legit. Now, I'm not saying that traders out there that don't, gurus out there that don't do it live are not legit. That's not what I'm saying. But from the point of view, is it legitimate for me to follow advice and guidance of someone and I cannot see if what they're doing is working out, if I can't verify it? Because it's not legitimate for you to do it. Because I don't think, because the only other way is for you to verify it is for you to absorb the losses. And live trading is very different to back testing and stuff like that. Like, a lot of people would have got out by now. They wouldn't let their trade run, but here we are doing it live. I mean, you might in a back test, you might just keep, what do you do? You just keep clicking the bar replay. You go press, and the candles move and you've got no stake in it. You're not invested in it in any way, and it might make the take profit or it might not, and you don't really think about it. But when you're in the trade, you're very much thinking about it. And you can see from our execution arrows here that when we were getting this crazy behavior, we were taking some risk off. We were adding some risk, taking some risk off, whilst we went through this period of uncertainty, just to calm our leverage off. We never bailed out the trade at all, although I did actually accidentally press 2 contracts to take us off instead of 1, but we ended up getting back in the trade. Anyway, we're reaching new lows now. I'm just mindful of the time. Very mindful of the time. 10 o'clock is here. Put in a shallow candle. And now this will be the body expansion, I guess, on a 1 hour. But I don't know how much it wants to expand. I can't see the liquidity book. Not very well organised today. And then we've got the other side. We've got the ES, which is the master. The master is taking new liquidity. Will it continue to drop? This is very low resistance liquidity as well. A pushback up would eat through that, no problem. No problem at all. Yeah, it's going to be difficult for me to stay in this trade, I think, because of the time and stuff like that. But I want to, because we made a few mistakes at the beginning, and yeah, I want to stay in this. I don't want to leave this now. I want to stay in it till completion. We're only 1 contract on, and we could do with it seeing things through to the end. But it's making a strong move up. Strong move up on the ES off those lows. And like I said, this is pretty weak liquidity. And we have been in this trade quite a long time, so this could be the lower wick of the 1 hour that's going in now. And we've looked out. And in fact, this was the raid on the range, and it's got ideas about going back up. This was the range, this was the liquidity grab, and then this is the fight back up. But we'll see. We'll see what it does. But because of the time, like I say, that red dotted line there marks my end of my session. I don't do new trades after that. So if we did come up and get stopped out, I think we would probably leave it there on the break even stop out, because we won't have enough time to try and find a new trade higher up, I don't think. So it'll just be a day lost with them. I think about $100 loss, given a couple of mistakes we made, and I actually bought some contracts on the NQE Mini, and I think when we cut that one short, it lost $55, something like that. But nothing serious, nothing to worry about too much. But yeah, this looks like it's wanting to change direction somewhat. Let's see. Well, let's see what she does. Yeah, not great price action today. Painful, really. Took out the the Asia lows there, and not took out the Asia lows here. So this is the stronger one on here. And this will be the weaker one. The NQ's still weaker than the ES, but I think if it starts breaking above this, we may just call it a day, because we have been in this trade for a very long time, and we're not, we got in at 940, and it's 10:25 now, so 3/4 of an hour, and no TP, which it's a long time to be in the trade. We'd be justified getting out of this, given the circumstances. Its price today is just, unfortunately, ranging. Looks like a range, feels like a range, and that if it is a range, this price is going to want to come up here. This is going to want to come up here, and we're going to be stopped out anyway, and it's not looking great. We've got some news here as well, so we could wait for the news. We've got news in at 10:30, 4 minutes. Wait for the news, and then allow ourselves to be taken out. Or if the news is working in our favour in the direction of travel that we're interested in, then I think we ought to stick around, see if we can't make the 2R, because we've been in it long enough, but it's not looking 100%. It's not looking great. No, it's not looking great. Disappointing. Another minute till the news comes along and maybe presents us with another opportunity for an entry, hopefully. And here's the news now. Which way is she going to take us? Up, grab liquidity and then drop back down? Let's see. Well, we're going to get a drop. This is a reasonable candidate. It's just completed that imbalance there, although it kind of inverted it. If you look, it went above, but if it immediately redresses that balance, then this could be something interesting. We'd be looking for a change in structure, and we might get an opportunity to get back in this short. We've given it enough headroom. If it starts going up further now, then I think we might be calling it for the day. As the clock is running out on us, we're fast approaching our finish line, where I just don't like the volatility and momentum after 11 o'clock. Things get a bit weird over the lunch hour and stuff, but there's a bit more power in the afternoon, but I never trade the afternoon session. Others do. And why not? That's up to them. But for us, no. We trade in a very fixed window, 9:30 till 11, and I see no reason to change it. Sadly, I do see a little bit of reason for this to continue going up. We have had a close above, full body close above this imbalance. It's not inverting it on the way back down. So I was talking about this here. We're looking for some body closure immediately below it, but it's loitered and now it's going up. If we did see a failure swing here, great, but it's not showing any desire, any significant desire. It just looks like prices on the march up. I fancy a turnaround here because of this. It's clearly a range, and this looks like the peak of the range. And I wouldn't be surprised if it started marching way back down, but it might want to come up and claim this as the top of the range, the true range, in which case we're going past 11 o'clock and whatnot, and we haven't got any opportunity, but we'll see how it goes. If NQ starts pressing up now and takes out these liquidities up here, then we haven't got our SMT advantage anymore. So it would not be worth continuing the stream at that point. We'd want to turn everything off. And honestly, it's got a very good chance of doing that. But we'll see. We might get a really bloodthirsty drop of a failure swing now on the ES, which would really make the NQ come down. If the ES comes down a little bit, the NQ will come down quite a bit. And if the NQ makes the ES makes a really big drop, then we're going to see a mega drop on the NQ. That's normally how it goes. It's much more amplified, but we'll see whether this isn't just like a new phase of price, like a little oscillation, accumulation, or even one of those reverse chokeholds, meaning it will just pinch some liquidity and continue in the direction that it was going, which was the upward direction. Anyway, not looking great for us to get back in. Not looking great at all. Not to worry. We might get some exhaustion before this thing actually becomes a full-blown range, which would be great. I'm counting the candles though before it inverts this. We've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was 6 minutes worth. It's starting to walk like a range, talk like a range. At which point, it's a range. So do we get a failure swing and a boot down? Or are we looking at calling it for the day very shortly? So there, very low resistance liquidity run here. If we did get a boot, it'd be nice and easy to cut through a lot of that. Might get a bit snagged there, definitely here, but to there, pull back, down to there, pull back, delivery down to the TP. That would be nice, but I think it's a bit of a pipe dream at the minute. Yeah. It didn't take that imbalance in convincing fashion, did it? It was there for 7 minutes, but it's took it now. See where we go after 30 minutes. We might get a conversion on here as well, inversion of that imbalance. Or it might just be putting in, it might just be establishing the bottom of the range. But, you know, the range to continue, and then it makes its way up. But converting two IFEGs on both sides. It has inverted this block, but not in a massively convincing way. That's more like it. I like to see nice rejections like that. But no follow through, it's just going back up for another bash. Some kind of absorption going on the charts, no doubt. So someone's having a fight here. Someone's having a scrap in the alley. I hope the bears win, personally, because I would like to get back in this trade and see if we can book some profits. Because 11 o'clock is approaching fast. We've got 20 minutes to go. Not looking great. That is disappointing. It's just the bottom of a range that it's described. Nuts. Yeah, I'm not holding out much hope for this. Made it to 1R on the tick. Look at that, exactly 1R from here. And of course we're not 1R traders, we're 2R traders. That's not good enough for us. So we are where we are. We got stopped out at break even after a couple of mishaps. Now, it had its pullback. This is interesting. It had its pullback for the continuation. There's not much reason for it to pull back any more than it is. I mean, if it does, all it's doing is closing that inversion. Inverting that. If it closes below that, interesting. Quite interesting. Not convinced yet, though. Could still be finding the bottom of its range, where it thinks it ought to be. We have still maintained divergence from this perspective. But from here to here, there's nothing in it. They're both in sync. They're doing the same things, making the same sort of levels. But what we're saying is that this key signature here could still be in play. And technically it is in play until there's an SMT break, meaning the stop loss is gone off here where we've got it set there. Then this is no longer valid and we'd need to find another entry higher up. But we're running out of time. The clock is running us out of business here. That's the problem. Yeah, if it goes up to there, it's probably going to break out. Let's see. Let's see. Yep, breaking out. Yeah, could still happen. But all bets are off if that high is taken, which it looks very much like it could be. That could happen. Let's bring in the actual NQ here and have a look at what we've got. Yeah. Can't really claim we've got divergence here now. Price is going in the same direction from this perspective. That was the entire move for that one. You know, we took the weaker pair. And no doubt it's going to come up and take these highs now. But our SMT is broken. We have no advantage from that perspective. You just got to wait and see what happens here. Now we might actually get quite lucky here. If we do take out these levels before 11 o'clock, or even just at 11, we could get a last minute short before 11 o'clock. And because it's gone so very high with minimal pullbacks, we could be talking, you know, serious use of the elevator by the bears. And that remains to be seen. Over the next 12 candles, let's see what we get. Okay, just saw a little opportunity there on one of my other accounts. Nothing much. So now we are approaching the 11 o'clock. So if it's going to take its liquidity, we hope it does it now, which it has done. That's great. So now I expect this market to show its hand. Are you going to come and have a really good pullback in and around the next couple of minutes? Because we're on the 11 o'clock hour now. Or is it going to be bye-bye, sweetheart? I've got nothing more for you today. What's she going to do? I think we're going to get a play. But it does mean it has to happen in the next few candles, or the rules are the rules. The 11 o'clock is the cut-off. And that is that. What sort of behaviour are we going to get now? It's coming down, but I think it might be going back up. It's just taking a little break, taking off some profits, and I think one of these is going to go back up for more liquidity, and I think the other probably isn't. Which will it be? Okay, that's the end of the stream today. We're going to leave it there. See you all tomorrow. Thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. And that's all we've got for today. Thank you very much.